Confident, vibrant, and quirky with an edge, this is 10 Minutes with Tiffany J, featuring the inside scoop on her mind, embodying interests, thoughts, and opinions. Also, the day in the life of an upcoming artist as she juggles the world around her, a 9 to 5, along with a handful of gifts and talents that will blow your mind. All things Tiffany J on her website at www.misstiffanyj.com. Now, let's get into the show.
It is July the 2nd, 2024, 6:24 a.m. I just had a dream and I'm going to try to recall it. So this dream is about like a new heaven and a new earth, right? But humans tried to recreate this. And so Earth, as we know, like many other movies, it's about to be desolate or uninhabitable just because, it's been wrecked. So humans have been building, they've been at work building this new earth in like the heavens, which would be space, right? The vault that houses the sun, the moon, the stars, and other planets. Okay, so first, if you are, I guess, selected, and I would say about 80% of the population is selected. Only 20% is like if you're like extremely violent or something like that, or if you're in prison or whatever, you're just left behind. And some people may be chosen to stay behind just to help regulate, right? But you are, this is also based on how everything is like AI, or you choose your own reality, like in your phone with the algorithm, right? So remember that. So we are in a huge, like this big spaceship that we're all just in. And we kind of, if you get selected to go to the new earth in the heavens, you are like the first to try out this experience. So you go take this trip into this new spaceship, and they kind of show you it being built. And this first level is like it almost simulates not necessarily an amusement park, but it's kind of like, oh, we could try this out. So you can go back and forth from the spaceship to like the level 1, while like level 2 or the real spot is being built, because they don't tell you each stage of the process, what's actually happening, right? They just say, oh, now we're doing this and now we're doing that, right? Just to keep you on your toes. So you're in the spaceship and you're looking outside in space. And they told everyone some story that, yeah, like Earth is uninhabitable, and in space there's like a huge platform, right? And there are, I don't know if they're called tethers or strings or whatever, but each person can be attached to one, and it just rotates rotates around the sphere or the ball that would be what that platform is, which would be like Earth, right? And there's just a few buildings, a few things, and a few simulations of what life could be like, but it's not really, it's just floating in the darkness or the vastness of space. So you can kind of go there, but they're just testing it out. Or you can just stay on the spaceship and just be like, I'll just stay here until whatever the next phase is, right? Yeah. And they have a few things that you could try out. Like if you wanted to go to a bar or go to whatever kind of, let's say, quote unquote, program that you want to run while you're on that simulation or whatever. Right. Then, so I'm walking around the spaceship and I'm in this room, and then I noticed, I guess somebody was like acting unruly, and they were like, no. So they had them in this room, and I'm on, let's say there's you got I can't explain it. I'm in this room and you look through, like, there's a hallway, then you look through into this other room, and on the other side, there's people controlling what happens into the room that I'm looking through, right? So I can see through into two rooms. The room that's next to me, there's a guy in there, and they're like, "Are you gonna do X, Y, and Z?" And he's like, "I can't do it. It's not real." Da, da, da. Like he's just trying to say like whatever the truth is, right? And the people on the far side, they're saying, we're gonna have to take you back to, like, you're gonna have to go back to to Earth, or they say like they're gonna destroy him or something like that. But what they do is they somehow, in this room that's sealed with vacuum, they throw in some kind of radiation or whatever that alters his DNA, and it kind of like turns him into this monster, like some kind of, I don't know, it just turns him into this creature. And then all of a sudden you hear like rockets and you hear rockets and things that are starting to take off, right? So it's kind of like a launching room. And what happens is he turns into this creature, and then he lifts off, and then he goes back to the old Earth, right? And then because you hear him, oh, because he turned into this creature. So they take humans that are not complying to whatever, right? They turn them into creatures and they bring them back to Earth, which are like the old Earth, which are just new animals that have been mutated, or different species of human now, right? Okay, so that happened, and I was like, I don't know what that was, but I'm gonna go back to my area. And then there's an announcement, and they say, everyone, let's get ready for the next phase. So you get into something that looks like a charter bus, right? That's what it feels like and what you're sitting down in. And I remember it was myself and Sonia there, and she's still like, I guess, a baby, because that's all I can envision her in. And we get ready and we take off and we land. We go wherever, and we go to this new space that looks like I guess it looks like I never saw that we landed into a planet, but wherever we landed, it was large enough as if you were going to Chicago or New York, right? As far as how big the Earth is. Because I think they might either put you in this sleep, or they might have the windows tinted so much that you can't tell where you're going until you get where you're going, right? Because then once we get there, the bus or whatever the thing is that we're in, all you see is like the windows become open and we're landing. So you never knew how you got there. And it's like, oh, the sun is rising, and what you see is like a very, very big city, like larger than anything you've ever seen. All it is city. Now the city looks see-through, the city looks computer generated, the city looks real, all in one, right? And it's already booming and moving, but there's just like not many people there yet, because we're all about to populate it. And then they say, there's a pilot voice or whatever over the intercom, and they say, all right, everyone, put your fingers into, it's like a pulse reader, right? Remember when you go to the doctor and you put your finger and they read your pulse, right? So it's these little ones, and they say, but you got to keep it on. It doesn't matter if you want to put it on your left or your right. And even though they say, quote unquote, it's a pulse reader, it's really like reading everything else, like all of your vitals, and to keep track of where you are in a GPS system, et cetera, right? So you put that on, and then you're ready to get out. And remember, AI and algorithms, like this world, it's like it's already digitized to see what you want to see. You didn't have to put anything on, but the pulse reader, so they could see where you are and what's going on. But like, it's already generated to see what you want to see. And the friends that you already know, like, that's how this world was made, and that's where it left off. So that's what I want to say. I didn't want to forget it, but yeah, that was that. And it all started, I'm going to go back to the beginning as if it was a prelude. And I remember it all started where we were going to church, a different church, and for some reason I had this guy that we hired. We had him in the trunk of our car. And the trunk was like huge, and he was sitting there and he was like, all right, I'll do X, Y, and Z. Don't really remember what it was, but when we got where we were going, he was like, all right, I got all the information I need. And then he just, I gave him his stuff, and then he walked off, and I was not to follow him. Like, I was not to follow him. And then we went, and then that scene kind of just cut off, and then went back into this new sci-fi, whatever. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. Say what you want, make you work for it. Work for it.
Work for it. That was another edition of 10 Minutes with Tiffany J. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. I know I did. Now you can get more episodes on my website at www.misstiffanyj.com. But don't stop there. Hop on over to the music tab and check out your favorite Tiffany J record, starting with my latest singles, Work For It and Callin' Me, which is on all digital platforms. Also with a bomb video showcase on YouTube featuring the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina.